February 2nd, 2025. The Grammy Awards. The entire music industry is watching. Kendrick Lamar steps onto that stage to accept his award, and everyone notices something strange, something different. His hands are wrapped, not in gold rings, not in designer accessories, in white boxing hand wraps. The same wraps a fighter wears before entering the ring. Most people thought it was just a fashion statement, a bold artistic choice, but those who've been paying attention, they know better. This wasn't fashion. This was a declaration of war, and if you think Kendrick Lamar is just making music right now, you're not seeing the full picture, because what's happening behind the scenes is far more calculated, far more dangerous, and far more strategic than anyone realizes. This is not about rap anymore. This is about dominance. This is about discipline. This is about becoming something the industry has never seen before. Welcome to Kendrick's transformation. Welcome to the era of the Boogeyman. Let's rewind for a second. Let's talk about what really happened at the Grammys. Kendrick didn't just wear hand wraps because they looked cool. Every single detail in Kendrick's world means something. He's an artist who operates in codes, in symbols, in layers that most people miss on the first watch. So when he showed up with those wraps, people started asking questions. Twitter exploded. Reddit went into detective mode. Everyone was trying to decode what it meant. But here's the thing, Kendrick already told us. Remember Euphoria? The track where he systematically dismantled his competition. There's a line in there that flew over most people's heads. I'm Terrence Crawford. Yeah, I'm beating y'all up. Terrence Crawford, one of the greatest pound-for-pound boxers in the world, undefeated, undisputed, a technician in the ring who studies his opponents, finds their weaknesses, and exploits them with surgical precision. Kendrick wasn't just name-dropping, he was telling us exactly what he was becoming. And when Dave Free, Kendrick's creative partner and co-founder of PG Lang, posted a photo on Instagram showing those same hand wraps with the caption, "Gloves coming off," the message became crystal clear. This isn't metaphorical anymore. Kendrick is training like a professional athlete. He's preparing for battle. And everyone in the industry should be terrified. But why? Why would a rapper, someone who's already at the peak of his career, start training like he's preparing for a heavyweight championship fight? To understand that, we need to look at what Kendrick has been doing when the cameras aren't rolling. Here's what we know from sources close to Kendrick's camp. 6 a.m. every single day, Kendrick Lamar wakes up at 6 a.m. Not 6:30, not 7, 6 o'clock on the dot. He doesn't scroll through his phone. He doesn't check social media. He laces up his running shoes and hits the streets of Los Angeles for a 6-mile run. 6 miles every morning, rain or shine. Think about that for a second. This is a man who's already won 17 Grammy Awards. He's already created some of the most critically acclaimed albums in hip-hop history. He's already cemented his legacy. He doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. And yet, every single morning, he's out there running like he's still hungry, like he's still chasing something. But it's not just about the running. According to multiple reports, Kendrick has been incorporating boxing training into his daily routine. Shadow boxing, heavy bag work, speed drills, footwork exercises. He's not doing this for a movie role. He's not preparing for a music video. This is his lifestyle now. And then there's the Gatorade deal. In 2024, Kendrick signed a major endorsement deal with Gatorade. Now, you might think, so what? Lots of celebrities do endorsement deals. But here's the thing, Gatorade doesn't just partner with anyone, they partner with athletes, elite athletes, people who push their bodies to the absolute limit. Michael Jordan, Serena Williams, Usain Bolt, and now Kendrick Lamar. The campaign wasn't about music, it was about performance. It was about discipline. It was about the mindset of a champion. Kendrick is sending a message. I'm not just a rapper anymore, I'm an athlete. I'm training my mind and body to operate at a level that nobody in this industry can match. And if you think this is just about physical fitness, you're missing the deeper strategy at play here. Let's talk about what's really happening here, because this isn't just about Kendrick getting in shape. This is psychological warfare. Think about it. While J. Cole is in the studio working on his next project, while Drake is planning his next move, while the entire rap game is focused on music, Kendrick is doing something completely different. He's becoming a symbol of discipline, a symbol of focus, a symbol of someone who's willing to outwork everyone else in every possible way. And that's terrifying for his competition, because how do you compete with someone who's not just making better music, but who's literally transforming himself into a better human being? How do you battle someone who's operating on a completely different level of commitment? You can't. This is the same strategy Muhammad Ali used. Ali didn't just beat his opponents in the ring. He beat them mentally before the fight even started. He would get in their heads, make them doubt themselves, make them question whether they were truly ready. Kendrick is doing the exact same thing. When Dave Free posted that photo of the hand wraps with the caption "gloves coming off," that wasn't just a random post. That was a calculated move. That was Kendrick's camp telling the entire industry, "We're ready for war, are you?" And here's the scary part. Kendrick has always been 3 steps ahead of everyone else. Think about Not Like Us. That track didn't just dominate the charts. It became a cultural phenomenon. It sparked debates. It shifted narratives. It proved that Kendrick doesn't just make music, he creates moments that define eras. Now imagine what he's planning next. Imagine what's coming when someone who's already a lyrical assassin adds the discipline of a professional athlete to his arsenal. The industry isn't ready, but there's more to this story because Kendrick's transformation isn't just about beating his competition, it's about something much bigger. Let's talk about GNX. If you've been following Kendrick, you know that GNX isn't just an album title, it's a philosophy, it's a mindset. It stands for the Buick GNX, a car that was built to be the fastest, most powerful muscle car of its era. A car that looked unassuming, but was an absolute beast under the hood. That's Kendrick's entire approach right now. While everyone else is flashy, loud, and desperate for attention, Kendrick is quietly building something unstoppable. He's not posting on social media every day. He's not doing interviews left and right. He's not trying to stay in the headlines. He's training. He's preparing. He's becoming. The GNX philosophy is about hidden power. It's about being underestimated. It's about letting people think they know what you're capable of and then completely shattering their expectations. And that's exactly what Kendrick has been doing his entire career. People thought Good Kid, MAAD City was his peak. Then he dropped To Pimp a Butterfly and redefined what hip-hop could be. People thought, damn, I was as mainstream as he'd ever get. Then he won a Pulitzer Prize, the first rapper in history to do so. People thought he was taking a break. Then he came back and created Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, one of the most vulnerable and complex albums of his career. And now people think he's just in the gym getting fit. They have no idea what's coming. Because here's what I believe. Kendrick isn't just preparing for an album. He's preparing for a complete reinvention. He's preparing to show the world that an artist can evolve in ways that nobody expects. He's preparing to prove that discipline, focus, and relentless self-improvement can elevate artistry to heights that the music industry has never seen before. And when that moment comes, when Kendrick steps back into the spotlight, it's not going to be a comeback. It's going to be a coronation. Now, you might be thinking, this is all speculation. How do we know any of this is true? Fair question. Let's look at the evidence. First, there's Dave Free. As I mentioned earlier, Dave is Kendrick's creative partner and co-founder of PG Lang. Everything that comes out of Kendrick's camp is intentional. Every post, every image, every word is calculated. So when Dave posts a photo of boxing hand wraps and says, "gloves coming off," that's not random. That's confirmation. Then there's J3, another member of Kendrick's inner circle. Over the past few months, J3 has been posting images and videos from what appears to be training sessions. Boxing gloves, training equipment, motivational quotes about discipline and mental toughness. Again, this isn't coincidence. This is Kendrick's camp building a narrative. They're letting us know what's happening without spelling it out completely. And then there's Kendrick himself. If you look at recent paparazzi photos, the few that exist, you can see the physical transformation. He's leaner, more defined. His posture is different. He carries himself like someone who's locked in. This is someone who's turned his entire life into a training camp. And the scary part, we don't even know what he's training for yet. Is it an album, a tour, a complete artistic reinvention, a move into other industries? Whatever it is, it's going to be massive because Kendrick doesn't do anything halfway. So let's bring this all together. Let's talk about why 2025 and potentially 2026 might be Kendrick Lamar's scariest year yet. Here's what we know. He's physically transforming. Daily runs, boxing training, elite athlete discipline. He's mentally sharpening. The hand wraps at the Grammys weren't just symbolic, they were a psychological tactic. He's strategically silent. While everyone else is fighting for attention, Kendrick is working in the shadows. His camp is preparing for war. The gloves coming off message is clear. Something big is coming. Now let's think about the landscape. J. Cole is working on new music. Drake is planning his next move. The entire rap game is in flux. And in the middle of all this chaos, you have Kendrick Lamar, someone who's not just making music, but transforming transforming himself into something the industry has never seen before. When he finally steps back into the ring, it's not going to be a fair fight because he'll have spent months, maybe even years, preparing for this moment. Training for this moment, becoming the ultimate version of himself for this moment. That's why this is so scary for his competition, because you can't beat someone who's willing to outwork you in every single aspect of life. You can't compete with someone who treats their artistry like a championship fight. Kendrick isn't just trying to win the next battle, he's trying to end the war. And based on everything we've seen, he's well on his way to doing exactly that. So here's my final thought. The hand wraps weren't a fashion statement, they were a warning. The training isn't just about fitness, it's about dominance. The silence isn't a break, it's the calm before the storm. Kendrick Lamar is becoming the Boogeyman, the fighter. The unstoppable force that keeps you up at night because you know he's out there, preparing, training, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And when that moment comes, the entire music industry is going to feel it. The real question is, are you ready? What do you think? Is Kendrick's transformation just the beginning of something even bigger? Or is this all leading to the most dominant album run we've ever seen? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Because one thing's for sure, Kendrick Lamar is playing a game that nobody else even knows the rules to yet. The Boogeyman is real, and he's coming.